And it was a fascinating conversation. And they kept asking all these different questions. And one of the questions that came up was, what do you consider to be one of the greatest accomplishments while you were mayor of the city of Sugar Land? And I think a lot of them were talking about lowering taxes or bringing this major corporation into the city or whatever. And I think my response surprised them, but I think it's dead on to what we're talking about today. And that is, if you stop and you think about the city of Sugar Land and insert any city name, Houston, Bel Air, whatever the case may be, we all live in a very diverse community. And the city of Sugar Land is listed as the 9th most diverse community in the United States per the Wall Street Journal. That figure surprised me as well. We have 84 languages that are spoken at Forkman Independent School District in our public schools alone. It's an amazing statistic when you stop and you think about that. And all you have to do is just drive around our community. A full third of our community is Asian. And as you drive through our community, you see a very checkered community. You see a lot of different faiths, you see a lot of different cultures, ethnic backgrounds, just a lot of people that are really coming together. And at the same time, and this happened within the first 30 days of my being elected mayor, I sat back and I saw that we have wars halfway around the world erupting over faith, over ethnic backgrounds, over cultures, different heritage. And knowing that our community was continuing to evolve into such a diverse melting pot, I wanted us to create an environment where we came together. And an environment where people continued to hold on to their rich traditions. The Turkish community kept on to the Turkish customs. The Muslim community held on to its Muslim customs. Yet people continued to cherish that, but came together to form one common community, which is the city of Sugar Land. So we started bringing people together, and when you stop and you think about conflict throughout the world, much of it is, the root of it is ignorance that takes place. It's a lack of knowledge of a faith, lack of knowledge of history and why certain customs take place. And so we started to educate people. We started bringing people together and at pulpit exchanges, started bringing people together several times a month to share information and to really educate folks. And it was interesting because it was at a time when I first became mayor where we had our holiday tree lighting in Sugar Land. And I stopped and I thought, I said, it's not a holiday tree, it's a Christmas tree. And we should call it a Christmas tree. And I want you to know that I was very proud to light the Christmas tree. But I was equally proud to light the first lamp on the menorah. I was equally proud to celebrate the volley from the steps of City Hall. I was equally proud to celebrate Eid, to have an iftar dinner inside City Hall, and to really embrace the different cultures that we have. And it was something that, I know you're probably going to laugh when I say it, but I kept waiting to get sued. I really did. I was waiting for the lawsuit to come over. But when you stop and you think about our Constitution, there's nothing wrong with us celebrating our respective faiths. And that's exactly what we should do. And we should be celebrating the different cultures and the rich traditions that each one of us has. And so we really, did a wonderful job at educating folks. And so when I made that comment, I was sharing with this school that was a registered No Place for Hate school, which is a designation that the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, grants to different schools as long as they go through a series of prerequisites. And the city of Sugar Land was the very first city in the United States to receive from the Anti-Defamation League, the very first city that's known as the Community of Respect. And it's because of the initiatives that we did, and quite honestly, I think that really helped our community grow. Because when people come to America, whether it's from Pakistan, whether it's from India, whether it's from Turkey, you name it, they want to be with individuals of their own community. That's always helpful. And to have mosques, to have temples, to have synagogues, to have churches all in one community is something that we're very, very proud of. And those were some initiatives that we started in Sugar Land. Those initiatives continue now that I'm no longer mayor. They continue to this day. And even in, and I see Sue Howenstein here, former president of the Fort Bend Independent School District, the Board of Trustees, those same type of programs continue in the school district as well. And so from my perspective, having that type of a situation where we celebrate diversity, we celebrate the faiths, is paramount, in my opinion, to any successful community coming together to maintain that peace and prosperity for a community to move forward. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Madam Secretary, the co-chair of this event.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to, I think, maybe offer kudos to the Mayor of Sugar Land, as well as say in Tulsa, throughout Tulsa's history, we have endeavored to do many of the same things. But I want to maybe throw another aspect, dimension to the discussion that happens in the political process. And there are several of us here who have served in elected office, have or are serving as public officials. And so how the political process comes to bear on this question of how we live together as people in a community, I think is very important, because citizens have to be the ones to say, this is important to us. While serving as mayor one Christmas, we had some very celebratory firefighters who felt it was appropriate to put a cross on a City of Tulsa fire station. Now, Christmas decorations are one thing. There are many, Santa Claus and sleds and stars are fairly secular, it can be argued, but a cross is uniquely Christian. And when it was brought to my attention, I knew several of the firefighters at the station, and I was on my way home, and I thought, well, I'll just swing by there and say, hey, guys, you know, you don't want to send the message. The City of Tulsa serves all citizens, and we don't want to send a message that we're just serving those who are Christian. Furthermore, if in fact there is this little constitutional right called free speech, and if in fact a cross, which is a form of expression, religious expression, is allowed on a public facility, then I have to open that door to everyone, including those who might wish to put messages of hate, swastikas, whatever their particular message might seek to be. Those firefighters understood it. I said, take that cross and turn it into a star, or turn it into a snowflake or something. It doesn't, you can still have lights up there. And I went merrily on my way until a congressman from Oklahoma, a variety of religious groups that were not based in Oklahoma, that were organized nationally, began to protest on the fire station lawn. The hate mail began to come in. The interviews from the Associated Press and a variety of places started to come. I was really rather astonished and continued to say this really was not a big deal. The people who are making it into something it was not